Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Way down in the Mohawk Valley lies the glorious Central Valley. You can always hear the thunder roar, our voices chanting CVA forevermore. Central Valley Academy, we hail the yellow, white, and blue. Central Valley Academy, we always remain proud and true.
Good evening, and welcome to our graduation ceremony for Central Valley Academy's class of 2020. I would like to start by recognizing some individuals that have been a huge support to the class of 2020, not only throughout their high school years, but especially through these extremely unique last few months of their senior year. Our Board of Education members, Mr. Travis Costin, Mr. Matt Darrow, Mr. Jonah Levy, Ms. Jane North, Ms. Kelly Rowland, Mr. Jason Sanchez, and Ms. Margaret Wesolowski. Thank you. Our administration, Mr. Jeremy Rich, Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Kathleen Carney, our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Mr. Jeremy Kozak, our Director of Student Services, and Ms. Sally Kramus, our Assistant Principal here at Central Valley Academy. To our faculty and staff at CVA, each and every year you do an amazing job supporting, guiding, and challenging our students to be their personal best. What you are able to do this year when faced with one of the greatest educational shifts we have all experienced is nothing short of amazing. We came together, keeping our students first, and made sure each and every one of them had the support in place to find their own success. For that, I and the class of 2020 cannot thank you enough. Last, but certainly not least, I would like to welcome Central Valley Academy's graduating class of 2020. This year's graduating class marks the 7th class to graduate from Central Valley Academy since the merger of the former Mohawk and Ilion school districts in 2013. You started this journey as 6th graders in the Jarvis Middle School and have never looked back. Your hard work and dedication have earned you the honor of being recognized today. We as a district are so proud of all that each and every one of you have accomplished. You should be proud as well. This year brought its unique challenges. Never before has any of us ever experienced a forced school closure due to a global pandemic. We as educators were not fully prepared for this shift. You as students were in no way ready, willing, or prepared for this either. I stand here today and look back on what we accomplished as a school community, and I am extremely proud. We did what we always do. We made the best of the situation we were faced with. We created a continuity of learning plan to focus on supporting our students. We made a point to not just focus on academics either. We wanted to make sure that we supported you as seniors in any way possible. Regulations and executive orders that have been put in place made this extremely challenging. There is so much more we wanted to do, but simply couldn't. As graduating seniors, you have a lot to be proud of. I challenge you all to move through life not looking back on what was lost, but on how much you have grown, because you have been knocked down time and time again, and you never stayed down. You have strength and you have passion. At this time, it's hard to think of it this way. But you are in fact stronger individuals because you have experienced and you have come out on top of a global pandemic. Congratulations on all you have accomplished. I am extremely proud of you, and I am extremely honored to recognize each and every one of you today. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Jeremy Rich, to say a few words.
First and foremost, I need to thank all of you for the strength, flexibility, understanding, and perseverance that you have all shown over the last 3 months. Equally important, I need to thank your parents and guardians for the sacrifices that they've had to make and are continuing to make as we end our year. Finally, I need to thank the faculty and staff for their tremendous work with creating a continuity of learning plan, feeding students, organizing packets, and collecting materials. It has been a community effort that will certainly go down in history. As big of an impact that COVID-19 has had, it is still a snapshot in time, and I want all of us to remember that. We have been physically separated for months. We haven't been able to do many of the things that we enjoy. We haven't been able to celebrate in the traditional ways. This year, you can't put on caps and gowns and proceed into the gym in front of family and friends. It would be easy to feel let down or forgotten, but please know that you have not been forgotten. You've all mattered here, and we know that you've been here, and there are things that we shared together during these years that make you not just another class of students. We are all different due to your time here, and for that I say thank you. Commencement is a distillation of your school career. 13 years of laughter, tears, triumphs, and struggles condensed into one ceremony. It is a bridge from youth into adult world. Rituals such as this are important. The one-liners, the inspirational anecdotes, and calls to action are a rite of passage that serve a purpose. In these final moments, we hope you will understand that you influenced us as much as we hopefully influenced you. You belonged here, and again, you mattered while you were here. So here we find ourselves trying to celebrate in an untraditional way, and it's strange. As your superintendent and as a dad, I understand. I would have rather been sweating away in the gym with you doing a traditional ceremony. But rather than feel disappointed, I think of my 97-year-old grandma that helped me put things into perspective, and I feel is fitting for what I need to say to you all today. My grandma left her home of 77 years and moved in with my aunt and uncle. Although the house was empty, my dad and the family resisted selling it. It just didn't seem right to sell her home while she was living. It took a while, but everyone came to the logical conclusion that it was silly to hang on to an empty house. So our family gathered together to clean it out, to prepare for selling it. It wasn't easy. At one point, I saw my mom consoling my dad, whose eyes were filled with tears. I heard him say, "I just have had so many memories here. I think of all the holidays and the gatherings in my childhood. It's just hard." I snuck into the other room where I found my grandma sitting in a chair staring off. I'm sure she was reliving memories of 77 years in her home. A home where she raised 8 children that then created over 20 grandchildren and over 25 great-grandchildren. It's an amazing legacy. As she sat there, I went over, knelt, and gave her a hug and kiss on the cheek. She broke out of her trance and smiled and returned the hug and kiss. She then said something that I'll never forget. She said, "A house is more than the 4 walls. The house could be a mansion, an apartment, a shack, whatever. It is the love and the memories inside the house that makes the house." Rather than getting lost in what she was losing, she and I were able to find joy in all the wonderful memories that we both experienced while being part of that home. Her point was that things do not matter in life, but instead it is the people in our lives that go through the ups and downs with us that matter the most and make life worth living. My grandma attached to the people inside the structure, which in the end made it a home. So what's the point of my story? Your school has been one of your homes for the last 13 years. The people inside the brick and mortar helped create that home and the countless memories that go along with it. The teachers, your friends, administrators, aides, assistants, custodians, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and nurses made Central Valley your home away from home. The pandemic and the lack of traditional ceremony cannot erase the previous 12 years and 9 months. All 13 years made the moments, all the experiences, the memories, and created the foundation of who you are today. We want you to remember those memories and understand that no one will ever take them away. We tend to naturally look at what is not right versus looking at what we still have. We still have a lot to be grateful for, and I want to make sure we never forget that. Life will continually throw curveballs. As long as we're ready for them and understand that they're coming, we can adjust and move on. It's now your turn to build on that foundation. Go into the world and be a leader. We need leaders who are passionate about their work, but understand that not everyone will share your passion. So you will need to be a consensus builder and a problem solver. You will need to be clear about your goals so everyone knows where you are headed. And finally, you will need to remember the 2 most important words in leadership, which in my opinion are thank you. Because you'll never get anything done by yourself, and those around you need to know that you appreciate them and the part that they played for your success or the institution's success. I'll close with the lines from one of my favorite songs from the play Hamilton. Hamilton sings to his son, "We'll fight for you, we'll make it right for you, and if you lay a strong foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away." For 13 years, we worked together to build that foundation. And as I said, now it's your turn. We need you to blow us all away, sooner rather than later. So thank you for the memories, and thank you for the mark that you left on us. Now go and get it.
At this time, I would like to introduce our salutatorian, Mackenzie Miller.
The best time for new beginnings is now. If I'm being honest, that was a random quote I found on the internet that I figured would work perfect for this far from perfect occasion. Our time together has been nothing but new beginnings. It's crazy to me that 7 years ago we were in 5th grade and had no clue what merging both Mohawk and Ilion together would mean to us. Despite the unknown, we persevered. New schools became a second home, new teachers became amazing role models and support when needed most, and new classmates became some of the most important and cherished people in our lives. Another new beginning was entering high school. We instantly pegged ourselves as the fighting freshmen, but ended up as one of the most loved and respected classes, which to me highlights one of the amazing qualities you have all taught me. That is our ability to change when needed most. Whether it be our friend groups, our circumstances, or simply our outlook on the situation, we see the need for adjustments and we make them happen. Having our senior year cut short is less than desirable, but it has brought us together in more ways than one, and has truly shown how incredible our generation is. Faced with another unknown situation, we stayed positive and tackled online schooling and social distancing from those we love. Our unwavering spirit and Central Valley pride has shown through heartwarming parades, positive social media posts, and even a virtual marathon, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it all. My senior quote is, "Turns out not where, but who you're with that really matters." And looking back from when I chose it, I'm even more glad that I did. In school or online, we have remained a strong and exemplary group of students. The resilience and work ethic that this graduating class has will never be overlooked and is undeniably going to prove rewarding as we move forward in our lives, facing our next new beginning. Life after high school can be confusing and intimidating, but it can also become something remarkable. Despite the structure we've grown used to and comfortable with, the conversations bearing the question, "What's next?" paints a different yet equally admirable picture for everyone. Some may attend college while others enlist or enter the workforce, but nonetheless, each path is a representation of the aforementioned dedication and success that led us here today. Each and every one of us has the ability to take full advantage of this amazing platform we have been given, known as high school, and look back on it with fullness in our hearts and motivation in our minds, as we're only just beginning our lives. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't going to miss all of you, but I cannot wait to see where we all end up. I know this isn't the graduation that you wanted or expected, but it's an unforgettable experience for an unforgettable group of students. So congratulations, class of 2020. Here's to another one of our new beginnings. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce our valedictorian, Kagan Desjardins.
Our milestones are significant markers in our lives, from birthdays, beginnings of friendships, first days of school, celebrations, and other special moments. High school graduation is what we have been working towards for years in the making. We have new ambitions and a future ahead of us. As we have grown and changed, so does the world around us. With our senior year unfolding, it was a year of new precedents. At the beginning of the fall, Mr. Keeler remarked on his excitement, especially for our senior class. I remember him stating how he had a good feeling about this year. It was going to be different, something great. He was correct on that different part. We entered a period of social distancing, took on virtual learning, finished school at home, and wrestled with the fact much of our senior traditions were gone. However, it also showcased our ability to handle unexpected challenges and adapt to a new way of finishing our senior year. We kept in touch with our school community, offered input of new graduation ideas, and rebuilt our senior year as a celebration unique to us. In the face of uncertainty, we exemplified greatness. It turns out he was right on both counts. This is a milestone greater than what we ever could have imagined. Over the years, we've heard that saying, "Don't grow up too fast." And I remember when an elementary school teacher had said that when you're an adult, you want to be a kid again. It's natural to look towards the future and anticipate for what is next. This is a constant motivator as we keep looking forward and taking on new responsibilities. Sometimes when there seems to be too much or we face major events of life, we also can't help but look back towards our childhood, the days when it was simpler, easier, and of course we feel nostalgic. You see, as children, we are flowing with curiosity and wonder of what we don't know yet, fearless. As we grow older, we learn the deeper realities of the world. Without meaning to, we tend to move forwards too fast or become too attached to the past. However, it's the time between our milestones, the ever-changing present, that needs to be acknowledged. Those somewhat ordinary days are vital for us to learn from the past experiences and set us up for the future. We cultivate our ideas, thoughts, and actions during these times. It turns out they're not as ordinary as previously thought, but hold immense possibility. It is up to decide what that is. They are growing moments, even when we may not realize it. On top of graduating, we're then expected to grapple with the effects of a pandemic. In the time leading up to it, though, we have learned, endured the difficulties of adolescence, and gradually matured, so that our senior class was able to challenge what threatened to hold us back and rebuild what was seemed to be taken away. As we graduate and move into the next phases of our individual journeys, embrace the present, especially the time in between our milestones, what lies in uncertainty, but also in anticipation. While we may miss the simpler days, we can still channel our innate child curiosity and openness for diverse possibilities, even now. It enhances imagination, creativity, and self-identification. Let's work towards thinking analytically with creativity. Allow the ideas to flow rather than shutting them down out of judgment, and express empathy. Embrace the problems so that you can also find the solutions. Ask the challenging questions so that we may find the needed answers. When we each do that, we are united, making movements stronger and shaping the world for the better. The power of individuals strengthens the unity of a whole. So class of 2020, embrace it all. Thank you.
University, majoring in biology. course in the automotive field. Cyrus and Brown. Cyrus is undecided at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nathaniel C. Brown. Nathaniel is undecided at this time. Charles B. Buckley. Charles will be attending Utica College, majoring in communication arts. Isabella R. Buns. Isabella will be attending MVCC, majoring in English. Alyssa Marie Birch. Alyssa will be attending Casanova College, majoring in elementary education. Stephanie M. Burns. Stephanie will be attending MVCC, majoring in accounting. Caitlin M. Bush. Caitlin will be attending Onondaga Community College, majoring in health science.
Right on the tape, young lady.
Bianca Angelina Cacciatore. Bianca will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in business administration. Christian J. Cacciatore. Christian will be attending Utica College, majoring in criminal justice. Keegan M. Case.
Keegan will be entering a lineman apprenticeship program.
Taylor Ann Christensen.
Taylor will be attending SUNY Oswego, majoring in psychology. Sage College, majoring in physical therapy and biology.
Michael J. Dygert.
Michael is attending Dygert College.
Sierra R. Doolin. Sierra will be attending Russell Sage College, majoring in nursing.
Right over here, Sierra.
Madison Shea Drury Lennon. Madison will be attending MVCC. Breonna Rose Dygert. Breonna will be starting a construction apprenticeship program. Cyan N. Eaton. Cyan will be starting a career in retail.
Right here.
Zoe Mackenzie Enoch. Zoe will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in human services. Rachel Diane Allard. Rachel will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in communication and media. David E. Emerson. David will be attending UTI, majoring in mechanics. Savannah J. Thailing. Savannah will be entering the workforce. Taylor Marie Blow. Taylor will be entering the workforce. Joseph Ford. Joseph will be entering the workforce. Alexander J. Gaudio.
majoring in accounting.
Mariah L. Johnson.
Mariah is entering the workforce in the field of phlebotomy.
Right over on that piece of paper.
Jennifer M. Loomis.
Jennifer will be attending MVCC, majoring in photography.
Over here.
Mark W. Loomis.
Mark will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in capital studies.
Right over on that.
Breonna M. Lynch.
Breonna will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in science.
Right on that.
Emily Ray Madison.
Emily will be attending Utica College, majoring in nursing.
Michael L. Main.
Michael will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in engineering.
Anna Marie Marquardt.
Anna will be attending Utica College, majoring in nursing.
Michael Orlando Martinez.
Michael will be attending MVCC, majoring in welding engineering.
Mackenzie J. McGraw.
Mackenzie will be attending RIT, majoring in environmental science.
Right over on that.
Mackenzie Elizabeth Miller.
Mackenzie will be attending St. John Fisher
Dawson T. Maurer.
Dawson is attending MBCC, majoring in engineering science.
Right over here, sir.
Kyle M. Maxim.
Kyle is attending Herkimer College, majoring in general studies, science.
Right over here, sir.
Brady William Murphy.
Brady is attending SUNY Portland, majoring in psychology.
Raven Renee Murphy.
Raven is attending the BOCES Adult Education Program, studying LPN.
All right.
Brennan Frederick Murray.
Brennan is attending SUNY Portland, majoring in physical education.
Right around that tape.
Jenna Elizabeth Nusella.
Jenna is attending the Aesthetics Science Institute, majoring in aesthetics.
Caden M. Olds.
Kaden will be attending Lyman School.
Daniel Raymond Paddock.
Dan is attending MBCC, majoring in history education and coaching.
Brody Talia Sardina.
Talia will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in fashion merchandising.
Mercedes Catherine Darlene Sasson.
Mercedes will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in human services.
Raymond David Severis III.
Raymond will be attending Clarkson University, majoring in mechanical engineering.
Gianna M. Scalise.
Gianna is attending Herkimer College, majoring in early childhood education.
Hey, right to your left, young lady.
Claire Elise Shaw.
Claire is attending SUNY New Paltz, majoring in communication science disorders.
Jesse M. Schofield.
Jessie is attending MBCC, majoring in airframe and power plant maintenance.
Brooklyn L. Shore.
Brooklyn is entering the workforce.
Check your chin down a little bit.
Connor B. Seymour.
Connor is attending Herkimer College, majoring in communications broadcasting.
Elizabeth Ann Shaluthi.
Elizabeth is attending Ohio University, majoring in pre-physical therapy.
Abigail E. Shed.
Abby is attending SUNY Brockport, majoring in criminal justice.
Savannah P. Summer.
Savannah is attending Russell Sage College, majoring in psychology.
Michael V.
final CVA graduate.
Matthew J. Wood.
Matthew will be attending Herkimer College, majoring in law enforcement.
Woo! All right, buddy!
Graduates, please stand. On behalf of the Board of Education and through the authority of the New York State Education Department, I now proclaim you graduates of Central Valley Academy.
On behalf of the class of 2020, I accept the diplomas.
Each year at graduation, we'd like to recognize an individual for their outstanding positive contributions to Central Valley Academy for this school year. This award is called the Positive Contribution Award. This year, I would like to recognize an individual who has gone above and beyond year after year to not only help support her students, but to help support her colleagues and this school community. This is an individual who has fought hard to bring AP classes into her department. She has worked extremely hard with both the ELA department and the language department to give our kids the opportunity to earn the seal of biliteracy. This year marks the second year in which Central Valley Academy has had graduates graduate earning the seal of biliteracy. This individual is also extremely knowledgeable in the area of technology. Not only does she help incorporate technology into her classroom as an instructional tool, but she also helps her colleagues transform technology into the classroom as well. She was significantly helpful in developing our continuity of learning plan and creating platforms for us to house our lessons and instructional materials throughout this time. At this time, it is my great honor and my privilege to present this award to Ms. Liza Gonzalez. Congratulations. I would like to close by thanking a few individuals who helped make this event a success. Thank you to Mr. Bunce for performing the pomp and circumstance for each individual graduate. This allowed them to have the honor of crossing that stage and feeling a sense of normalcy in this challenging time. It's much appreciated by everyone involved. A special thank you to our school counselors, Ms. Darrow, Ms. Del Conte, and Ms. Horner, as well as our class advisors for the senior class, Ms. Alexander and Ms. Costin. Thank you for not only your hard work in preparing for this event, but also for the hard work and dedication that you showed towards the class of 2020 these last 4 years. Thank you to Ms. Kramus for organizing our graduates in the lower parking lot and making this event run so smooth and so efficiently. It's much appreciated. A special thank you to Bob McDowell in the Flower Barn for all of the flowers that were provided to help make this ceremony look so beautiful. A special thank you to Bob Kritzer in Digital Sports Photography for spending the day with us, not only photographing each graduate receiving their diploma, but also taking an individual picture of each graduate and a family photo as well. Thank you to Kyle Rockwell for spending the day with us, videoing each graduate cross that stage, as well as putting this presentation together for families to enjoy. 2 members of the Herkimer County Sheriff's Department joined us today and assisted as needed. Thank you to both Deputy Congdon and Deputy Grauer. It was much appreciated during this hot day. Thank you to our maintenance department for setting up and tearing down everything and also helping to make sure we had everything needed to meet the requirements set forth by the New York State Health Department in order to hold this event. Thank you to my office staff for helping to prepare everything for today and for creating the programs each graduate and their family received. Finally, I would like to ask that everyone join me in congratulating this year's senior class and their families. You have all been amazing to work with. We have been placed in a pretty tough situation with all the challenges we've had to navigate through as regulations continue to change day by day. In the end, I feel we were able to recognize our graduating seniors in a memorable and meaningful way. I thank you all for your patience as we put this all together. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We will forever be proud of each and every one of you. Thank you.